I'm Sammy Reiling, and this is my informative speech. This is my audience, Cindy, and then my mom's taping. Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to hear that you will only have about 32 years to live? That's the first thing that children with cystic fibrosis hear when they get diagnosed. I know one of the most inspiring little kids I've ever known in my life, and he's my neighbor. He was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at the age of 5 months old and has been living with it ever since. This disease is on the rise and not known to many people. Today I'm going to tell you about what cystic fibrosis is, how it affects people in their daily life, and how they're coming up with treatments and cures. According to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation website established in 1955, CF is a life-threatening genetic disorder that causes mucus to build up and clog some organs in the body, specifically the pancreas and the lungs. The thick mucus clogs all the airways to the lungs in the body, which makes it hard for you to get air anywhere, and then it can also increase your rate of infection. In a personal interview I had on March 12, 2003 with Pam Mertz, a member of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, her son used to describe his mucus as the consistency of peanut butter, which just shows how thick that their mucus actually is. The consistently thick mucus stops the digestive enzyme, so it makes it really hard to digest your food. The Stanford Medical website states cystic fibrosis is a recessive inherited disease. Both of your parents have to either have the disease or the gene for it, and you have to get one from both your mom and your dad in order to get the gene and then inherit the disease. Before they started screening children right when they were born, there were many symptoms you had to look for in order to diagnose cystic fibrosis. The Mayo Clinic website, established in 1998, said that the thick mucus blocks tubes in the respiratory and digestive system. All the symptoms seemed like a regular virus, but it just never went away. The Mayo Clinic recommends you see a doctor if there's poor weight gain or growth, persistent cough, abnormal stool, and repeated lung and sinus infections. Cystic fibrosis is also an orphan disease, which means that you don't get any funds to research from the government. It's all just a charity event, and that there are under 250,000 people living with CF in the world. CF has a great impact on people's lives. Their daily routine gets changed up all the time. Kate Smith's article titled Living with CF, published February 23, 2008 on the Mail Online website, said that the most excruciating part of her disease was that she was exhausted all the time. Her vigorous exercise and therapies just took all of her energy, and then taking all her pills sucked all the energy she had left. If CF is not monitored very well, then people can slowly suffocate. You either don't get oxygen to your lungs and then not to the rest of your body, or your immune system just loses all control and fails. Pam also told me that you have to have, if your child is healthy, they have to have at least an hour of high-frequency chest compressions a day, plus 60 or more pills. There are not many things that children with cystic fibrosis can't do, but there are a few. They are not allowed to go in hot tubs because of the bacteria in there is deadly to them. They can't be around any sick people because they're so prone to infection that they could die from a simple cold. And there's no people that can go to indoor fundraiser functions or events because this is a new policy made by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation that only one person with CF can be at each event. Most people with CF have the same treatment plan, just a different timing and a different number of pills. They have made remarkable achievements in technology. This started with the manual pounding on the chest. You'd lay a kid on their back at an angle and you'd pound on the chest to make the mucus loosen up. They finally came out with a new machine that's called the high-frequency chest compression, the nebulizer, and the vest. You put the vest on and it's hooked up to the machine, and then you put the nebulizer on and it shakes up your body and loosens all the mucus, while the nebulizer, you inhale a medicine that helps it helps loosen the mucus as well. Regarding to the digestive system, you have to take pancreatic enzymes with every meal and even sometimes every snack. It depends on how bad your cystic fibrosis is. They start to work in the small intestine, and then they work through your digestive system so that you can gain weight, digest your food, and promote nutrition absorption. There is no cure for CF. There is one in the making. They have just came out with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation just came out with Kalydeco on January 2012, and it cures and corrects basic protein defects in genes for 4% of the patient population. This is not a complete cure, but it does help. It doesn't cure all cases of cystic fibrosis, but the pipeline is working on a new drug that is going to be in a clinical trial for 6 months, and if it works, it'll be available to patients in 2014. The Cystic Fibrosis Foundation states that in March 2000, the average life expectancy was 32, and to this date, it is raised to 37. There are a few ways you can help show awareness. Friends and family have made funds by garage sales or bake sales, and you can also go to the Great Stride Walk, which is just like any other cancer walk where you walk and people sponsor you, or the Breath of Life Gala, which is a fundraiser event that has a silent auction and a bunch of other stuff. This disease is not one that's in the spotlight of the public eye. Many people do not know about it, and it is on the rise. Today I'm giving you a brief overview of what cystic fibrosis is, how it affects people's life, and what the cure is going to be, and if there will be one. I want to be a part in helping give people faith that they'll live a healthy and happy life. Don't you?